this edition of Sports Card ASMR, we are going to be taking these two packs and pitting them against each other. The 1992 edition of Leaf Series 1 and the Series 1 Fleer 1993, which has asked for another match after a controversial match last time out on our series here, in which we price sports cards with a little ASMR fun. I, of course, am the Sports Card Doctor, and I am very happy that you are here today on the channel that combines sports card nostalgia and ASMR relaxation. We'd love for you to consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that notification bell, leaving us a thumbs up, maybe a nice comment, hyping the video up, leaving a super thanks, or just telling your friends about what we do here. So, as I said last time out, Fleer 93 took on Score 92 and lost by mere sense. And Fleer 93 has asked for not a rematch, but just another chance to compete. So we have Fleer 93 here today versus kind of an underrated set there, the very reflective Leaf. Ooh, there you go. You can always see the Sports Card Doctor there. 1992 edition, Series 1, 15 cards versus 15 cards. So it's going to be a fun matchup here today. But here is the wrinkle. Fleer 93 requested that we use the same Beckett again that they used last time. So that's why we have this one here. I'm still going to flip through it. I don't want to bore you all by going through the same pages again. We won't do the hot and cold from this. We just did that, but maybe I'll read something else if you find that relaxing. Okay, let's get into it. I thought it was a weird ask from Fleer, but let's see. They just want to see if the same prices can be in their benefit. Drama in the sports card ASMR world, I guess. Like I said, there's the hot and cold. I know you all like it when I read it, but we just did it. We don't want. Come on, we'll find something else in the back to read. Here's the prices. We're very close last time. We might have had a match last time out here, so let's see here. card show in 1994 in Minnesota. That's right, February 26th and 27th of 1994. Were you in St. Paul, Minnesota at the Bases Inc. Signal Hills Mall? Were you there? Maybe on Saturday? Maybe Sunday? Did you get a table from Jason? Did you attend a sports card show on February 22nd or 27th in Minnesota, St. Paul to be exact, in 1994? Let us know. Comment down below. Proof will be required. It's gonna happen one day. Here's a little look at Carlton Fisk, aka Podge, just stepping outside of the game around this time here. One of the players that played well into his 40s and was pretty productive. I thought we could read Carlton Fisk's career numbers here. This is Carlton Fisk, Podge, by the numbers. He played in 2,499 games. He had 8,756 at-bats. 1,276 runs were scored by Podge. He had 2,356 hits. 376 of those left the yard. Unless he had maybe one or two inside the park home runs. We'll have to check. He had 1,330 RBI. Runs batted in, so you say RBI, not RBIs. But don't worry, we've all made that mistake. 269 average, which might seem low for this era, but he was a catcher most of his career. Catchers aren't expected to have high averages, but nowadays in baseball, 269 might lead the league. All-time home run leader for catchers at 351. He did spend some time first base, outfield, DH. All-time homers leader for players above the age of 40. 72. I wonder if that one is still held. All-time White Sox home run leader, 214. Definitely been passed. Probably by some random middle infielder. AL leader in putouts with 11,294. And total chances, 12,337 by a catcher. 11 All-Star team selections. A Hall of Famer indeed. Carlton Podge Fisk. Just in case I have a little problem later seeing things, we got this with us. The most relaxing magnifying glass in the business. And a measuring device, because you never know. You never know if you need to measure things. Now we know when you're going to need to whip it out. The measuring device. Alright, let's get to this. We got 2 packs of cards. Fleer has elected to go second again. And we're going to open up this leaf from 1992. Little mini crinkle, then a rip. 1992 leaf. I'm a big fan of the 90 leaf, as I've talked about before. What do we got in here? New for 92, a 528 card version of the 92 leaf set featuring gold foil and gold metallic ink instead of the traditional silver. Look for one leaf gold edition in every pack. So I do believe that is what we got right here with this Gary Gaetti. But let's flip over and see what we got here. All right, first up, we got Yankees starting the pitcher. Well, spent a lot of time in the bullpen too. John Habian there. We got, Todd Van Poppel. Interesting pull there. Derek Bell. We got Hall of Famer Paul Molitor. Good card there. Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar, though he is on the baseball ineligible list. Greg Gagne right there. We got Jose Rio. Great starting pitcher for a while. Injuries kind of screwed things up for him, but a solid pitcher during this era. Mike Morgan, good number 3 starter. Mark Guthrie, he was not a good number 3 starter. Randy Tomlin, a lot of hopes in Pittsburgh were placed on him for a little bit. We got Sean Dunston. I think we are on a roll where we're pulling a large amount of Sean Dunston cards, and that's not a bad thing. We got Sid Bream. We pull a lot of Sid Breams. We like Sid Bream around here. Unless you're from Pittsburgh, you hate his guts. We got Tim Naring. Great card there. Look at that. That is what most Black Friday shoppers look like when they're trying to get the discounted TVs that have actually had their prices raised from the previous week. Good shot right there. And Alvin Davis. I forgot he had a little run with the Angels. Former Rookie of the Year in Seattle. And then the aforementioned Gary Gaetti leaf gold there. All right, so a little ding right there. Hard to keep those black borders nice and good shape. All right, so as always, we need to find about 5 to 6 cards, sometimes 7, that we're going to price. I think even though this might be a common, you're going to want to price that. Not so much for Alvin Davis. Tim Naring is a possibility. Because again, we're going off 1994 prices, and there's still some hope for Naring there. Bream, not so much. As much as we love Dunston, he's probably a common. I'll put him in the maybe. Randy Tomlin, Mark Guthrie, Mike Morgan, Rio, Gagne, Alomar, we definitely got a price. Molitor, price. Derek Bell is a maybe. Van Poppel is an intriguing yes here in this era. And Habian, of course, started his career with the Orioles. That's a common card right there. So I think some pretty clear-cut decisions here in this pack. Rio, potential value. Tomlin might have some of that future hope value, but I'm pretty solid with those there. Let's see what we got here. That's 5 cards right there with 2 possibly in the background to make it interesting. But definitely, I think this is going to be a common, but one of value. I think we'll close here with Roberto Alomar, Paul Molitor. So that's 5 cards with the potential to. Derek Bell might have some value. Dunston probably a common. So I'll tell you, here's what I'm going to do. I'm pretty sure Dunston's a common. Let's set that aside. But we're going to price Derek Bell. Probably a common too. But let's make things interesting, yeah? Before we open up our returning combatant 1993 Flair. Again, thanks to Candlestick Mick for sending these in. I do love the 93 Flair. Simple design. See if we can get that Tom Glavine, huh? Let's do it. Tightly wound, like my ex-girlfriend. Wouldn't be a pack of 90s cards without a Zane Smith pull. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. Ooh, we're starting off strong here with an Edgar Martinez. Excited for that one. We got Alan Mills. You got Mike Perez right there. Delino DeShields might have some mid-90s value. Matt Noakes with my Yankees. Ooh, Juan Gonzalez, that's a great pull. Gene Larkin, World Series winner. George Bell, at one point, you'd want this card. Former MVP. Keith Shepard, Philadelphia Phillies. Good job, Keith, getting to the big leagues. Hike your pants up a little bit more. Oh, wow. So we just got one of these recently in a Candlestick Max pack. But the pull one's great, but it's got some damage. I need to inspect that damage in a second, but we're going to forget that exists, and we're definitely going to price this card. Marker. What a pack of 1993 Flair. Mark Grace jumping on a grenade in the dugout. Sirens are coming for him. Mark McGuire. Oh my gosh. Carlos Baerga. Great pack. Cal Eldred. I mean, we're even happy about him. And Zane Smith. I mean, look at Zane Smith. You can tell on Zane Smith's face. If I can find the focus here. Focus is not my friend today. That's why the sirens are coming there. Let's all just stop and listen. Yeah. I don't want to edit that out today. Just want you to know the life I live. Alright, there's Zane Smith. Apologize. There's something really going on. Normally you do that, and the focus is like, yeah, we'll focus in on Zane Smith's really weird face, but not doing it today. Alright, I don't care. Alright, wow. I got bad news for Leaf. I think all the cards would not be able to defeat most of this pack. This is a great pack. This is one of our best pulls ever. Going through it again here. Zane Smith. Cal Eldred. Carlos Baerga. Mark McGuire. Mark Grace. Larry Walker. We don't even need the George Bell. Don't even need that. Juan Gonzalez. I don't even think we need the Delano DeShields. And the Edgar Martinez. This is yeah. Okay. How many we got here? 6. I'll tell you what. Here's how I'm confident. Carlos Baerga, this is a good pull right here for this era. Even though he's a name kind of lost to time. I don't even think we need to price this one. It's going to be 5 on 6. Flair called for this match, and I think Flair has done themselves a favor. They knew, Flair knew what they had today. They knew what they had today. So this is a great pack of cards. Seriously, for those that have been watching the Sports Card Doctor for a long time, have I ever had this kind of pull? This many bona fide oohs in a pack? It's amazing. Alright, this one, not so much, but, you know, not so bad. It's got Hall of Famers. Hall of Fame edition here. Alright. Let's go ahead and get back to this bucket here. Leaf is on the clock. We're gonna write this down here. Okay. All right. Do this. 1992. 1992 Leaf versus 1993 Flare. Okay, let's dive in. First up, let's take a look first here at what we have. Okay, 1992 Leaf. We got common players are 5 cents. Semi-stars are 10. I always hate that judgment there. Okay. And the black gold common players are 20 cents across the board there. Okay. Well, let's dive in first with our Gary Gaetti, one of the preeminent sluggers of the 80s, now finding himself kind of adrift in the 90s, playing with the Angels. He'd finish up with, what, the Royals and the Cardinals for a bit, I think. Here we go. All right, black gold, 107. And as expected, common, but it's a 20-cent common there, Gary Gaetti. Flair definitely seems to have the advantage here, but stranger things have happened on pricing sports cards here on Sports Card ASMR. Derek Bell, 243. Yeah, I knew he'd be listed there. Look at that. I had faith in that. 25 cents for Derek Bell. All right, next up we got Tim Naring. The future of Boston was on his shoulders for a while. 235. Well, not good enough. He is a common there. All right. I made a little mistake there. All right. We got Todd Van Poppel. I hate to do the you kids thing, but you kids might not remember the Todd Van Poppel hysteria of the early 90s. So this is a card you'd absolutely want. Now the price guide is from 1994, so if we were using a 92 price guide, we might have a higher price. But 246, 246. Oh, there he is. He is listed, and 30 cents. All right, so good value. But yeah, like I said, probably a year too late on that being a big price. All right, we do have a Hall of Famer right here, Paul Molitor, and 238 in the series here. There we go, listed at 25 cents. Okay. Final card here. Roberto Alomar, Bunton at Yankee Stadium, I believe there. 233. Gosh, all these cards kind of in the 230, 240 range, huh? Right, 233. And there he is, listed as we thought, 40 cents. So there we go. We'll just check Sean Dunston. Not going to use him here. 249 in the set, and yeah, he's a common there. So everyone else a common in this here. I'm just trying to give Leaf the best chance, because it's going to be a tough one here. Yeah, no. I think the only question I had was Randy Tomlin, just because it's some name value, no common. Raymond Davis. All right, there we go. So here's. I feel sorry for Leaf, because this is a good pack right here. This is a good pack. Let's check on it. 145. I mean, last week the Fleer and Score did not even add up to that. This is a good pack. Good pack for 92 Leaf. Nothing to be ashamed about. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Going to 1993 Fleer. And let's double check what is there. Alright, so common players are 5 cents. And we got some round trippers, some specials, semi-stars, 10 cents, but that's not going to be an issue. Alright. Let's get to it. 1993 Fleer, but only 5 cards. Can 5 beat 6 here on this epic battle? First up is Mark Grace. Now I'll say this. Love this card, fan of Mark Grace. But this is 1994 prices, not 1989 or 90 prices on Mark Grace there. By this time we knew he was a good-hitting defensive player and a clubhouse guy. It doesn't necessarily translate to collecting value. Number 20 in the set. Let's see where we're at. And yep, sure enough, that is a common card there. Now, I'll tell you what, semi-star, I'm going to give him 10 cents. I don't think Fleer needs the help there, but let's be honest, Mark Grace was a semi-star during this time. Alright, next up, I'm going to Big Mark McGwire with his mid-90s, early 90s mullet going on. Still kind of a guy who started big but was now battling injuries. We know that would change. I have a lot of McGwire cards in my collection because I was a fan. This will go there as well into the collection. $2.96. He's listed 12 cents. 12 cents. So that's the thing. This is where it could get dicey for Fleer. We're looking at, this is a different kind of Mark McGwire in March of 1994. Alright, but we've got the first of our big trio of names here. Juan Gonzalez, great card. I think I've pulled one of these before. I seem to recall that there. A little ding up in the top there, but that's alright. 322. Yeah, and there we go. $1. $1 on Juan Gon. That alone could do it there. Good card there. Alright. Next up is the Larry Walker. It does have a little mark there, but we're not going to worry about that for here. Great card for Larry Walker, number 81. Still kind of an up-and-comer, alright? Not yet the Colorado Rocky Hall of Famer that he'd become there, but number 81 in the set. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. Not listed, common. I'm going to call him a semi-star, though. Leaf might be upset with that, but... So here we go. Okay, so here we go. We are at 132 versus 145. It just got interesting, kids. It just got interesting. It absolutely got interesting. The final card here, and I do have, I guess, the Carlos Baerga, but I chose, we chose to sit Baerga out here and Delino de Shields. Edgar Martinez, Hall of Famer. He's got a street named after him. He's a legend. But at this point, was he the legend that he would become? Let's find out. Number 309. Great card. Happy to have this one in my collection. Look at this shocker. He is a common. Now, before I write 5, before I write 10, I'm going to look at his stats, okay? He's coming off a 18 home run season, 73 RBIs. He batted 343. He's a semi-star. I'm calling him a semi-star. All right. Did Fleer get too confident? Let's add this up and let's find out. Folks, didn't I tell you? Stranger things have happened. Fleer chose to sit out Carlos Baerga. It would have been a 6-on-6 matchup. Baerga, I could see him right there, is 30 cents. Would have been the win. Hell, let's even check Delino de Shields. Delino de Shields, common. Okay, not the value I thought. But even that, even Delino de Shields, because Fleer got cocky and went with the 5-on-6, the price today, even making these three players semi-stars, is 142. Fleer got cocky. The names have great value now. These cards are going into my collection. And while they don't have world-beating value, they're going to be a lot more. They're going to be worth a lot more than they are listed here. That's the fun we play. We play with the prices of the era. It's part of what you got to factor in. And even I miscalculated. Fleer wins today in a lot of ways because if I had gone with the Baerga, we're priced up. But I made the decision to get cocky with the 5-on-6. Alomar at 40. Molitor at 25. Van Poppel at 30. Derek Bell, I think, is your winner. Gaetti, 20-cent common, that's fine. Derek Bell, I think, is the reason this went the other way. Because in the mid-90s, Derek Bell had a certain kind of currency, and this is kind of a, if not a rookie card, it's an early Derek Bell. So he's one of those players that you thought, hey, if he plays 15 years, he's going to put up some 25 home run seasons. He's going to win some titles. He's going to do some good stuff. He might be a Hall of Good. And I think there was a lot of, I think he has a name forgotten in that era. And his 25 cents, I believe, is the difference today. Controversial? Comment down below if you think the Baerga should count. But this is what we do here. It's Fleer versus Leaf. Fleer got cocky. And the winner today is 1992 Leaf. By 3 cents. Well, Fleer might want to try again. Fleer might fail. Fleer might feel, say that twice, fast, while drunk. Fleer might feel that they deserve another shot. We'll see. But for right now, that's what we got in this exciting edition of pricing sports cards on Sports Card ASMR.